Good afternoon, Manchester. It is Friday, March 8th, and welcome to this week's edition of The Pulse. I'm Anthony Caval.
And I'm Tiana Rawlings. Thanks for joining us. This week on The Pulse, we'll give you an in-depth look on the success of our most recent Pep Rally.
Then we explain all you need to know about the many schedules we use here at MHS.
Finally, we'll highlight the state double L wrestling champion, Shamar Sham.
All of this and much more coming up on this week's edition of The Pulse. Last Wednesday, hundreds of MHS students gathered in the gym to celebrate MHS winter sports. Natalie Sanchez was in the crowd and brings us courtside for a look at MHS' first Pep Rally in years.
Player 19 Pep Rally! Now ready for this?
An idea between three students turned into a successful event for the rest of the MHS family to enjoy. February 20th marked Manchester High School's first Pep Rally in over 2 years. Over the past few years, MHS has had a steady decline in spirit participation. For junior Eric Tan, who believed a Pep Rally would bring the school back to life.
I felt like the school was getting kind of boring, like we weren't doing anything.
Yo, this side is so quiet. We need some noise.
With a lot of student input and the help of staff, the event was able to attract hundreds of students to recognize winter sports and bring attention to Manchester High School's step team. Samantha Gale, captain of the MHS Steppers, felt that the team could use some reinforcement and was surprised at how much support they received during the Pep Rally.
The drill team gets a lot of attention at basketball games, but to perform in front of our entire school, it was a good feeling. So we definitely got more people on the team because of it, the exposure. That was really it.
The Pep Rally was the first one in over 2 years, bringing a new vibe for MHS and one that even the administrators weren't used to.
As you can tell, the MHS Pep Rally was a success. The spirit really showed. From Manchester, this has been Natalie Sanchez reporting.
We'd like to give a big thanks to Eric Tan and Jaden Morgan, who played a big role in planning the Pep Rally, as well as the other students and staff that make it all possible.
Stay tuned to The Pulse for more information as the seasons turn and the weather warms. Perhaps the spring sports Pep Rally will also be in the air. High school can be a hard place for all kids to find their footing, but sports can transcend all of that, providing opportunities for students to grow and work together as a team. Jenny Rivard brings us the story of some special MHS athletes and their coaches that are all working to ensure all students have a place to play.
The Unified PE class allows children with disabilities to exercise in a safe environment with their peers, while also creating a sense of fun, spirited competition. Chance Jones has been participating in this class for 2 years and has formed close relationships with many of the students. This bond has extended beyond the classroom. Anthony escorted Chance along with his family members on his senior night for basketball, wearing shirts that state, "Everyone needs a chance."
This is seriously one of my best friends, and without this class, school wouldn't even be as fun or interesting.
All members of the Unified PE class create a loving and accepting environment where everyone is safe to be themselves.
I could teach them lessons about the real world and also let them be free to be themselves, because not everybody gets a chance to actually see them for who they really are.
The Unified PE class takes place during period 2 right here in our very own gym. From Manchester and The Pulse, this has been Jennifer Rivard reporting.
The Unified Sports Gym class is always looking for new members, so if you're an MHS student and you're interested, please be sure to see your guidance counselor.
Yeah, that program does great things for those students.
I think so too.
We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned because when we return, we'll tell you everything you need to know about our many schedules and highlight one of the best wrestlers to ever come through MHS.
Come see Dorothy take her trip down the Yellow Brick Road with her fellow companions in the annual spring show, The Wizard of Oz. The Sock and Buskin Club will take the stage at Bailey Auditorium on March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. For tickets, please see Miss Gonzalez, Miss Shea, Mr. Tyler, or any cast members in the show. General admission will be $12 and can be bought at the door as well.
Sometimes it can feel like we're all stuck in Oz. Change is a constant theme here at MHS, and while there have been new faces in the hallway, both in terms of teachers, administrators, and students, Haley Rogers examines one thing that always seems to be different: our school schedule.
In the past 4 years at MHS, there has been a ridiculous amount of schedules introduced, which has in turn confused more students than it has helped. So far this year, there has been 9 schedules, each with their own unique challenges. Schedules seen frequently include rotating flex, hour-long flex, all 8 periods, and odd even days. Some students feel as if the schedules are ineffective and could be improved.
With the schedules that we have here in Manchester, it's like you constantly have to have the day, like the A day, B day, C day, in the back of your mind at all times, because it's like as soon as you go home, it's like, what day do I have to do the homework for now? Like, what am I going to be missing? What am I going to be needing for the next class? I don't know, it just seems a lot more, it just seems to take up a lot more mental space than necessary.
Although students have their own ideas about how this year's schedules can be improved, it is easy to see why MHS switched from power hour to flex.
The schedule was just too hectic. It was like, although it was separated into 2 sections, most people just stayed in the lunchroom for both, which made it like kind of annoying to like navigate the lunchroom.
If you're ever unsure about what period it is, the schedules are always posted at every entrance to MHS. From Manchester, this is Haley Rogers reporting.
However inconsistent the schedules may be, a sure way for students to know what schedule is running for the day is to check the daily digest on your school email account.
Yeah, thank God for Miss Young on those Sunday nights, or else I don't know what class I'd be going to the next day.
Me too.
With a 5th place finish at the New England Championships and a 1st place finish at the state tournament, Shamar Shan has proven to be one of the top athletes in the school. Cam Barry highlights his success on and off the mat.
Student athlete and wrestler Shamar Shan has been on a tear since his freshman year. Since joining the Manchester High School wrestling team, Shamar has had a record of 152-19. But on a more recent note, Shamar is the Class XXL state champion and placed 3rd in the state open in the prior weekend. Shamar has always been motivated to win. He feels that it plays an important role during his matches.
Over time, I've always been a competitive guy. I won my very first tournament wrestling, and it kind of just kept me going.
Shamar also feels that his coaches have played a big role in his success.
They played a big role, probably one of the biggest. Other than my parents, they've always helped me. They let me do things. They've been there out of school. Off-season coaches, they've been there, so they play a pretty big role.
On top of his success, Shamar's dedication and time spent training has not gone unnoticed.
So every day I practice, Shamar is a leader. He always gives 100%. He's always making sure everyone's on top of their game.
With Shamar's success in high school, it has given him the opportunity to continue his passion for wrestling after high school. We wish him the best of luck. From the Pulse, this has been Cam Barry reporting.
With his success in high school, Shamar hopes to continue his passion for wrestling next year in college.
I hope Shamar finds the team and college he's looking for.
Hopefully.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Manchester. Be sure to tune in next Friday to see the challenges that multi-sport athletes face as they transition to the spring season, and to get a first-hand look at the controversy that's taking over Live for 5.
If you have any ideas for stories that we might have missed, you can email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpsproud.org.
To learn more about the Pulse or to check out some of our other projects, visit our website at mhstelevision.com.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook at MHS Red Prod. I'm Anthony Kalal.
And I'm Tiana Rawlings. And this has been
The Pulse.